Hello everyone, it's Fab Jen. I am back. First, let me apologize for any late videos. I think I'm going to take a month off, so I need at least a month or two to recuperate, probably just 1 month. But just to kind of put that in your ear. So if you notice that my videos are lagging, it's because the scheduling is going to change simply because I have a lot of other things that are going on right now. So I do apologize for that. It's life, it happens. Yeah. Today I'm reviewing Bdellium Tools Professional Eco-Friendly Makeup Brushes, the Purple Bambu Precision 17-piece brush set. The box is actually recycled material. It's a nice, decent box. It's not flimsy. I do like the pattern on here, and it's kind of really pretty design on the front. And on the back, sorry, I got stuff on it. On the back, it tells you about the brushes. And it tells you about what each brush does. So each brush is made of all vegan soft synthetic bristles with sustainable bamboo handles, 100% cruelty-free and hypoallergenic. So if you're vegan, cruelty-friendly, this is a perfect set for you. Bdellium Tools, which sometimes people say Bdellium, I'm guilty of that, but they're called Bdellium Tools, the B is silent. Bdellium Tools does have different levels of brushes. They have their Maestro series, Studio series, Bamboo series. I have all three lines, and they are, the Maestro series are the creme de la creme of the series. Then you have the Studio, which mimic the fibers, because the Studio and the Maestro both have synthetic and animal hair. Some of them are synthetic and animal hair blend. You'll have to read the description. Every brush is different. Some are synthetic, some are all synthetic, some are not. But the fibers I find on those tend to be very similar. I think they're almost identical. The handles and the ferrule are different. I do like those two series. The Studio one is going to be cheaper, and it's going to be in the yellow handles, and the Maestro series is going to be in the black lacquered handles. And then you have the Bamboo series. This comes in green, yellow, and pink. I don't know if it comes in a 17-piece series, but I'll have that information in the screen. It's also listed down below. But it does come in green, pink, purple like this, and yellow, I believe. The brushes aren't in the roll. You have to put it in the roll. This is because I spilled milk and magnesia on it and I haven't had a chance to wash it. It did not come to me like this. But you have plenty of room for your brushes and to add more brushes. So for the 17-piece kit, this is more than enough space. Then you can add more brushes if you want to. And then in here we have slots right here. So you have 4 slots in total. Bdellium Tools was nice enough to send this to me. I was not compensated for it. I was just asked if I would like to review this set. I said absolutely. Today I used the Bdellium Tools 948.1. This is what it looks like. And of course I'll give you close-up of every brush cleaned. And but right now this one is dirty. And the 948 brush 0.1 is the slanted foundation brush. I have used this for concealer and foundation underneath my eye. I find that's a little bit streaky, so you would have to use a patting motion to blend, kind of like this, and it works beautifully. So you can place the product like this and then take it and blend, and it works fine. It's a nice brush. I used it today to apply my primer to my T-zone, so I really liked it for that. Bdellium Tools 936. 936 is a concealer brush. I did use it today like I used my Sigma concealer brush. I use it to carve out my brows. I do like it. I feel like it eats up the product. Not eats it up, but the product tends to dry out, and I have to work a little bit quick to place the product, simply because when I pick up the product and I place it, if I feel like what I picked up and what goes on wasn't the same amount, if you know what I mean. So I feel like the brush eats up product. But it was a decent concealer brush. It wasn't awful. It did spread the product nicely, and it wasn't streaky. Bdellium Tools 939. 939 is the slanted detailer brush. I used this to blend out my nose contour. Loved it for that. I've used it for eyeshadow. I've used it for eyeshadow primer. Love it. So it's a really good brush. For me, in this particular kit, the eye brushes stood out for me. So this was a really good multi-purpose brush. Bdellium Tools 542 542 is the bold lip brush. I have used this for a lip brush. It was a nice lip brush. Was it something that was like, ooh, it's amazing, it's awesome? It's a standard lip brush. It did what it was supposed to do. I can see using this as concealer, maybe a little tiny spot concealer brush. This would probably be good for, but it did work nicely as a lip brush. This one is probably the bomb diggity, my favorite. This is a 785. The 785 is the tapered blending brush. I do have the studio series of this one, and that one works really nice, but I like this one better. It's not scratchy, it's soft, and it blends like a dream. Very close to the Makeup Forever brush that's similar to this. I forget that number and I'll have it in the screen, but it's very similar to this one, and I really enjoyed this one. This was one of my favorite brushes probably out of the whole kit, and out of the eyeshadow brushes, definitely this one was my favorite. Excellent brush. So if you don't want the whole kit, I would suggest getting this one by itself. They do sell these individually. 711 is the pointed tip liner brush. I like the Bobbi Brown, and I like my Kevyn Aucoin better than this. I don't have the Makeup Forever one. I am going to get it, but it's on its way. I just don't have it right now. But this one wasn't my favorite. I used it more so for lips. I probably would prefer for that, blending out like right here, but I didn't really care for it for lining my eyes. I feel like I didn't get a good precision one for it. A precision line for it. 710 is the eyeliner brush. This one was pretty decent. Didn't have too much of a problem with it. Didn't have any skipping, so I liked it. It was nice. 760 is the liner brow brush. I felt like this is good if you want to draw out your brows, but if you want to fill them in, I think this eats up too much product. The product dries out too quickly before you can apply it to your brows, if you know what I mean. It's best if you want to really get that precision brow and just draw out the shape, then go back in with another brush and fill it in. This one would be perfect for just carving out or just shaping the brow. Next brush is the 711 shadow brush. I really did like this for shadow. I felt that sometimes it could get really clumpy, and that kind of concerned me with actual performance. When I did apply it, even though I went back in and it seemed like it might clump up a little bit, it did blend out really nice. So I never really had a problem with this. I did enjoy using this brush a lot. This is the 775. 775 is a dual fiber shadow brush. I really like this brush. I could use it for cream. I could use it for regular shadow. Didn't have a problem with it. I really did enjoy it. Really blended nicely. This one I liked a lot too. It's the 781. The 781 brush. 781 is a crease brush. It did work excellent as a crease brush. It worked excellent to go underneath the eyes and to smoke out too as well. So this one performed very nice. This one I use for cream is the 767 brush. 767 is the round domed blender brush. You could use this for blending. I used it for cream products. It worked really nice. It did clump up a little bit as far as the cream products and the bristles, so you had to work really fast, and I'm talking about like a MAC paint pot, that kind of thing. But for powders, it worked excellent. It blended like a dream. The eye brushes were phenomenal in this kit. I think they were the standout performers for me overall. This is the 925 brush. Right here, 925 is a dual fiber face brush. I use this for highlight down my nose, right here for precision highlight. Excellent, worked really well. You can use it to dust off any fallout. I did like this brush. I will be getting this brush in the studio line as well, but I did like this brush. Let's see, this one's probably my favorite out of the face brushes. I was a little surprised by it. It's the 954. I do have this in the studio or the Maestro series, or both. I can't remember. I have a lot of brushes. 954. 954 dual fiber slanted kabuki. Great for this. Under eye highlight, down the nose, for blending, pat, for buffing. Really excellent. If you want to, you could use this for your foundation, but I really liked it for blending out concealer and applying my highlight. Really liked this one. So this one was my favorite. First, the 962. This is the slanted blusher. So you could use it for blush. It did perform well as blush. It did perform well for bronzing. It did perform well for contouring, cream, and powder. So I really did like it. Do I have brushes that are slightly a little bit better? Yeah, I do, but it was a really good performer. I did like it. I really don't have any complaints about it. This one right here, the 975. The 975, did not like how it applied powder. I felt like it ate up a little bit of product, but I did like it for blending out bronzer. I did like it for applying bronzer over my contour, so I really did like that for that purpose. But I felt like with my foundation, like, or my setting powders, it ate up a little too much. But other than that, that was it. Then this one is my least favorite, 974. 974 is a tapered powder brush. I tried it with bronzer, I tried it with blush, I tried it with highlight, I tried it with setting underneath my eyes. I tried it with everything. I think the most that I could do with this was to go back over like my bronzer, my contour, and blend everything out. It worked okay for that, but this was not a good performer. I wish they had just left this one out and used the flat top kabuki series that they have. I'll put that number in the screen. That one would have been excellent versus this one. This one just wasn't a good performer. I'm comparing these Bdellium Tools brushes to my Makeup Forever Holy Grail brushes. So I'm going to be harsh on them, so it may seem a little harsh in some areas and a little bit loose, but I'm trying to give you the best imagery as I can because I'm spoiled by the Makeup Forever brushes I use very often. I did use these brushes for approximately 2 weeks on and off. I used this for 2 weeks, and then I've been using it on and off for about a month. So I have used the brushes. I did like them. I felt like my makeup went on just as good as it went on just as good as all my brushes. Some, like I said, I'm comparing this to Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever, sometimes it's just effortless. You put it on, you're good. With these, maybe I had to work with some of the brushes. Maybe I had to work a little bit harder to kind of get stuff blended. So I was brutally honest about these brushes because I want y'all to be good consumers. Bdellium Tools altogether, I am going to purchase some Bdellium Tools. I have a list of tools, Bdellium Tools that I'm going to try out. When I order, it's good shipping, and I never have a problem with my packaging, and I love my brushes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or any requests, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.